Now, let me explain to you how I have become so aware. Okay. Let me explain how one becomes so aware. I'm gonna do another dab. Fuck. I'm hyped up. You don't even know how happy I am right now, Mike. If I comprehend, like, all I care about is everyone. Do you see what I'm saying? I care about myself not being brainwashed so much so, and knowing that you are me and I am you, and everyone is me and I am them, and everyone is me. All I care about is everyone all the time, and the only thing I need is for myself, get it? Myself to no longer ever be brainwashed again, ever. Okay? That is a status that I'm logistically walking in the path of experience every single fucking day. Okay? Now, that's not how I became so aware. I'm just explaining to you where I'm at. Okay. Yeah, ain't that, hey, I'm a fucking artist. You see that? I had to move the camera because I'm changing what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about an origin story. One's origin story. Not in full. I'm gonna give you the cliff notes. I'm not gonna get in detail. I'm just gonna give you the cliff notes. Okay, so I was raised by a sociopath, and by the time I was 12 years old, my mom had been married 4 or 5 times or something, because I think the total is 6. I think the total amount now is 6, and it stopped at 6. So by the time I was 12, though, my mom had been married 4 or 5 times already, okay? And so I had went through a lot of shit by the time I turned 12. There's the cliff notes for the first 12 years of my life. And the reason why I am, like, I'm 100% an empath. I was raised by someone that's a sociopath. Like, I know my mom loves me, and if anyone talks shit on my mom, I will fuck you up, all right? Straight up. I speak in truth, okay? And I'm not going to deny my own reality so that way I can fantasize about someone who isn't who they are, right? So, I love my mom forever, right? She's a sociopath. She was only worried about her. That's why she went through man after man. Now, in that first 12 years, I recognized a pattern. One that I didn't fully conceptualize until later, and I will get to that. I noticed that my mom would get with someone, and that dude would be a certain archetype, a certain way of being, a certain type, right? And then I would notice that something bad would happen, and then that would end. And then she would do the same process over again, except change none of the parameters of the human being that she's again taking on, right? And after 4 or 5 times, I noticed the pattern that she was choosing, yet did not see she was choosing. Now, at the time, I didn't fully comprehend what that meant. All right. Then I got older and grew up, and then became an adult, and so I thought the job was to grow up, get married one time. I did not want to fuck around like my mom did, right? I was thinking, okay, do this, right? Obviously, that did not work out well. I did that and ended up marrying a crazy person that also could not be diagnosed because she smoked methamphetamine, and there was a part of my life where I wasn't doing so well mentally because obviously, comprehend, I was designed to break the chains that have enslaved you your whole entire life. And so I was going through very traumatic situations because I was experiencing reality in a way that I could not fucking explain to fucking anybody. And so I went down very horrible paths. I ended up having 2 children with this person, and then in order to get out of the fucking relationship before I killed someone or killed myself, I had to leave the fucking state. I physically had to leave the state to get out of the relationship. I attempted to take my children with me, yet you have to comprehend, I was raised by a sociopath, and I don't have much other family connection, right? At all at this point. But then, even then, not much. Right? So I didn't have any help to get my children away from these crazy fucking people. So I had to leave without them. So I left. And while I was gone, my children, one's children were taken by the government illegally from me. They stole the children against me. I'm pretty certain they were justified for the reason they took them away from my ex. You comprehend? The reason why it was illegal is a multitude of facets of ways that I'm not going to go into. Let's just say I had multiple stacks of paper this high of court documents from 2 years of fighting to get my children back. One's children back, excuse me, right? So I don't have that information anymore. I left that when I started a journey that I'm about to get to explaining, okay? Because of all that trauma and losing my children, I thought I was at least going to still be able to see them because the ex's parents were gonna get custody. So trip out on this information. My children were taken out of my ex's parents' house and then adopted right back into that house. And the moment that happened, I was completely cut off from one's children, okay? So not only did the government steal one's children, I was lied to and manipulated by my ex's whole family so that way I could help them get one's children, and then they cut me off from them and changed their last name, which was my last name, to their last name. So my lineage, last name wise, will not live on unless I have another child with someone else. Do you see what I'm saying? My whole lineage is cut off because of that. Alright, so okay, that's the cliff notes for the majority of it. The final straw that really broke me is that I was allowed to be in my mom's house during the day and like help with chores, but I had to fucking sleep in the car, bro, like a dog. Right? And so that turned into a bad situation, and fucking my mom's husband, who she's still married to this day, fucking choked me out in the front yard, and I almost fucked him up really bad. Then I almost got arrested for being assaulted. He assaulted me. I did not touch him. I was up against the car, bro, like this, with my hands up, and he grabbed me, and fucking then it was on, right? The moment he touched me, I started defending myself, obviously, right? So that whole thing went down, blah, 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 blah. And because of all that, I fucking had to ask a question. And the question was, what the fuck is going on really, right? And I said, I must, with every fiber of my being. I was homeless on the side of the road with a few bags and a laptop, bro. Homeless. Nowhere to go. Just kicked out of my mom's house and almost thrown in jail for being assaulted. Not knowing what the fuck I was gonna do. In that moment, I told myself, I must know the truth. Get the language I'm speaking right now. I must know the truth that goes for everyone already. So that was my start to discovering everything I've talked about today. And it took me 15 years to do. I have researched every major subject you could possibly think of. You can give me any subject right now, at all, randomly, And I will begin to decipher that subject in a way that shows you how the brainwashing is connected to that subject and how that subject is used to fucking manipulate you. Ooh, I'm fucking cooking, Mike. You don't even know, I feel so good. And see, that's why I don't spread, right? That's why my channel doesn't grow. That's why my page doesn't grow. Like, it's not my choice. You see what I'm saying? No, I don't do no promotion really. Pay for ads. I don't do any of that shit. I don't do anything that you're supposed to properly do to grow this page or channel or YouTube or anything. Conceptually, I know that it's not my choice if you choose to watch me. You see what I'm saying? It's not. It has nothing to do with, it's not my choice who watches me, who doesn't watch me. I choose to sit here and do what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? That's my choice.